La Dolce Vita. Italian movie, 1961. Audiences pretended they were disgusted and shocked by this movie, but nobody walked out and they were lining up to watch this movie. And after all, they said, this is art. Very promiscuous sex and depraved. This movie is about a guy who is trying to work out what he wants in life. His search for meaning. He's a gossip columnist. He's a gossip columnist in Rome. Some really nice shots. Starts off with Jesus flying underneath a helicopter in Rome, and you've got these pretty girls in a bikini saying, "Oh, look, it's Jesus." Interesting way to start the movie, and it's pretty much setting it up because he's saying it's about the disbasement of tradition. So tradition is collapsing, but what is there to take its place? Nothing. So this guy is trying to find meaning in his life. And it follows him for 7 days and 7 nights. It's by the director Federico Fellini, and it's an episodic misadventure in 7 chapters. So 7 stories of this guy, which is interesting. A lot of 7s going on, so maybe it's to do with the 7 hills of Rome, or even more importantly, the 7 deadly sins, because there is a lot of sinning going on here. He is hanging out with girls. There's one nymphomaniac that he can't get rid of, and then there's the cute blonde who comes along. I find the girl characters are very annoying. I don't know why he's choosing to hang out with them. You'll see what I mean when you watch it. And people, you may get really bored with this movie, and I think he is trying to do that. Interestingly enough, the word paparazzi came from this movie. There's a guy called Paparazzo, and you'll see the paparazzi running around. That wasn't like that back in the day. So he sort of preempted this new paparazzi phenomena that was about to come out, and that's where the word paparazzi comes from, this movie. So this movie is pretty much giving you a paparazzi snapshot of his life in 7 bits. And if you're wanting resolution and happy ending, this is not going to give it to you. He was quoted saying, when people are saying, what does it mean? He was quoted saying, this is his quote from the director. I'll read it. "People are so complicated, so confused, and so irrational in this age that there is no simple explanations. The sweet life, with its happy endings and its tidy resolutions, is absurd." So that's what his reaction was. So this movie is like 7 paparazzi snapshots within this guy's life, and you don't see the full story. And that's what this movie is all about, is watching a paparazzi snapshot within people's lives. You don't get the ending. You don't get the beginning. You get a superficial understanding through one photo. And he's doing that. And he's also purposefully making it seem superficial through some of the camera techniques. Usually when people are talking, they use the classic shot where you're looking behind the shoulder and you're seeing someone's face, and then it swaps and you're seeing the other person's face. So it feels like you're part of the conversation. None of that. He purposely keeps it back. He doesn't come in. There's no close-ups. Or if there are close-ups, it's like just the back of the head. No faces. He's purposely trying to keep it superficial and disconnected. And he doesn't like give you hints with music about how you're supposed to be emotionally feeling. It was quite interesting that a lot of the sounds and so forth are just what the characters are hearing themselves. So there's a great shot where they're in the Trevi Fountain in Rome and she's getting wet, and the only sound you hear is the fountain. Some lovely shots there, and apparently when they were filming that, the girl was fine getting wet and she was sort of floating around in the water throughout the night. But can't remember his name, but the main actor guy, the way he was combating the cold in the night was drinking vodka, and apparently he got through a whole bottle of vodka, and when they started filming, he was blasted. I didn't know that when I watched the movie. So when you watch the movie, if you want to watch the movie, have a look to see if you can see he's like really drunk. But he's meant to look drunk anyway. I probably just thought, gee, he's a really good actor. No. So it's following the Rome partying pretty much from dusk to dawn. Literally, they partied all night. And just the search for meaning and how he's going down into debauchery. And if you're not into movies, you will probably get really bored. But I nearly got bored, but it shifts onto a next story, so it sort of pulls you in, and then you're like, hang on, where's this going? So if you're into movies, watch it. If you're not, you'll get really bored. It reminded me of Eyes Wide Shut. The movie, yeah, so Eyes Wide Shut, where you're following this guy into a interesting realm of depravement. It's very dialogue driven. So very similar to that. Probably this movie maybe even inspired Eyes Wide Shut, but it gave me reason to watch this. Well, it recently was ranked number 11 in the Empire magazine's list of 100 best films of world cinema. So if you're into world cinema, this was ranked number 11. At the time, it was nominated for actually 4 Academy Awards. It only won best costumes. So watch the costumes. Also, I found it interesting, there's a dance scene, and she did the classic dirty dancing pose. I was like, oh, did that inspire the dirty dancing? I don't know. But it was just, the shot was just so similar, and the move was so similar. It reminded me of that. So watch out for that. And it also won the Cannes Film Festival highest award at the time. So if you're into like those Cannes Film Festival movies, you may enjoy it. If you're not into that stuff, you will get bored. But I enjoyed it. I'm glad I got to see it. Tick it off the list. Anyway, I'll let you know what movie I'm watching next. And I'll do a review. I think I'm doing Vertigo. I like Hitchcock movies. So I'm going through all the movies that are in those top 100 movie lists that I've missed. And I'll let you know if you should watch them. And this one is a 50-50. I don't know if you should watch it. If the stuff I talked about interested you, then you'll enjoy it. About this guy and girl going into depravity and lovely shots. That's about it. See you next time.